have to be flexible and creative enough to do it, to be able to figure out how to do it every time. And that's something you don't want to see lost. You don't. You want to see something like that thrive. You want to see more people doing that. You want to see other people have the opportunity to learn from masters and be able to make a living doing it. And small business has a really hard time paying people because money velocity sucks. The demands that the federal government puts on small businesses with Obamacare and, you know, just paying the paper pushers instead of people that produce, the insurance companies got their hands in it. Then the tax assessor's got his hand in it. Then the federal taxes have got their hand in it. Then the income taxes are taxed on the employees. The food tax, the gas tax, the tax on the metal that you're trying to get in, or the machinery that you've bought, or paying interest on the loan on the materials and equipment. And it just makes it so hard for a small business owner to make it affordable to somebody to come in and be able to have world-class people produce it. And that it was breaking my heart. And I said, how can I fix this? How can I make this better? Okay, we can't get money out of people, because I said, you know what? I wasn't making a great deal of money at the Forge. It wasn't about the money for me. I believed in it. I loved it. And I said, how can I bring business in here? I want to see artists not starve. I want to see artists be able to create art. I want to see more art in the world. I mean, the greatest societies in history, you judge them when you look back and you see the works of art that they produced. And I'm living in a time where there will be nothing left. There will be no great works left. And it's disheartening to say that here I was, a man, I lived, and there's no mark on the earth for it, when we have capable people that are capable of doing it. So I say, okay, I want to see more art in my community. How can I make this happen? So, I created a website, a Facebook page, and this and that. Went and talked to some friends of mine over at the Sarasota Downtown Rotary. I love going out there. Those are great people, and they raise good money for philanthropy and stuff. But David, friend, I'm not going to name names, but he's a director over there at Save Our Seabirds, which used to be Pelican Man. And that right there is doing great work. It's doing great work because it's saving animals. And money is tight because he's got to raise it all himself. And, feeding birds is not cheap. I know this for a fact because my fiance's parents had something like 800 birds at their house at one time. They were watching over for a friend of theirs, and they will eat you out house and home. And then you've got, the grounds to maintain and everything else. So to raise that kind of money out of people that are already strapped, it wouldn't be possible, I don't think, hardly anywhere else in the country to do. And a great of that has been personally invested in it by him. So kudos to him. But I went to him and I said, because he expressed interest in art. He loves art as much as I do. He wants to see art flourish in Sarasota as much as I do. And I said, how about, I arrange it and we'll create a sculpture in bronze for your Save Our Seabirds, and we'll make that happen. It'd be a beautiful bronze statue. And he was receptive to the idea. But he said, I was kind of aggressive about it because I was passionate about it. Number one, and number two, I was working the forge. I was just generally more aggressive, I guess, because testosterone from working out or heat or something. I don't know. And he basically said that he was getting art that was being donated. He wanted me to have it donated, and I was infuriated by that. Number one, because I wasn't thinking, and I'll talk about what I realized later when I thought about it. Actually, what I realized was that he's got to raise that money for Save Our Seabirds. He's got to save the birds. The birds come first. Sorry, and I didn't think about that. What I thought at the time was, how am I supposed to get any money for these artists to do their work? How am I supposed to get money for these things to be crafted? How am I supposed to make things grow when no one will? When the kids are out there, they're donating their art for free. And I made the comment that they're not donating it; they're paying for it. They pay for it via student loans. They've borrowed a lot of money typically to be there, or it's being paid for by their parents. Again, so it's being paid for. The materials are being paid for, and so somebody has got to pay in the end. And I was very angry because one of the guys at the forge that I work with is the professor of sculpture at the Ringling School of Art. And if I couldn't get a commission for him to create a piece of art and then bring it to the rest of these highly talented guys to create something equally genius, what message does that send to the people to the students at Ringling, that, hey, when you graduate, it doesn't matter if you're the professor or not. You're not going to get paid. Like, you've invested all this money in your dream. You're great at it. And sorry, no money for it. You're qualified to work. You can work. You want to work. You have the talent. Genius is right here. The city wants it, and yet somehow we can't produce it because nobody has any money. It is infuriating. I mean, bronze is like less than $5 a pound, and you just wonder. It's like, okay, now where do you go? Who do you petition? I mean, are you going to go and knock on the door of the wealthy patron that all the time is getting knocked, the door is getting knocked on for charity, some handout? But, I mean, truth be told, wealthy people don't really have that much money either. I mean, they like to pretend that they do, but they couldn't finance a public works project. Not something that is of the caliber where we could put, statues, in the boardwalks of our streets. Like in Richmond, we have Monument Avenue, which is all the generals, the Confederate generals of the war, and it is a tribute to history, and it is beautiful. It's stunning. It gives the city a feeling, a connectedness to the past. Art speaks to us in so many different ways, and because of the way that this whole money situation has gotten fucked up, you got an entire generation of people that are in student debt, that can't do what they love, even though they want to do it. They want to work. They don't want to be out there serving tables. They fucking hate it, and they're depressed about it. They hate being somebody's bitch.